Hey, 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 hey. Happy Saturday night, everybody. Your typical old guy standing here in front of you. I hope everyone has had a good week. It's been a fun week for us. Had rehearsals again for the Rocky Horror, and we had a rehearsal Monday. Then we did a dress rehearsal Thursday. Then last night was our first performance, and tonight is our last performance. So, 2 shows. Anyway, I'm because of that, because I have to get to the show like toot sweet after this is done. I'm gonna get stuff started right away. We have folks in the room.
We do. We have Ronald.
Ronald, good evening.
Greg.
Greg, good evening, sir.
Carol.
Carol, neighbor, good evening. Eli, hey, I'm glad you like the crispy cannoli.
John.
John, good evening, good evening.
Jessica.
Jessica, hello.
That's it.
Okay, and hello to my brother Doug and sister-in-law Shar sitting at home.
Nez is also here.
Oh, Nez, good evening. Welcome, welcome. So, tonight we got chicken pot pie, creamy mac and cheese bake, or baked mac and cheese if you want to put it that way, and coffee cake. And because I do have that show to get to, I'm going to get started immediately here.
Ralph and Steve are also here.
Ah, Ralph, Steve, good evening, guys. Good evening. So, yeah, the 6 weeks of rehearsals is, this is the weekend that it was for. So, but I didn't want to not do my live stream because the show doesn't start till a little bit later. But I also did. Where did I put my sticker? I can't be there like last minute, so. Anyway, I'm gonna get this coffee cake going, and I'm just starting by getting the streusel together.
Jessica says her favorite meal is mac and cheese.
Is it really? I like mac and cheese, all right. I mean,
Nez too.
I try to keep away from the. But anyway, so that was half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of flour, and now I got 4 tablespoons of butter. So I'm just gonna kind of cut in here.
Nez loves coffee cake.
I like coffee cake too. And this is something like some desserts, when I make it, they just don't get all 8, or it doesn't get 8, depending on what it was. And then other things, they get 8, doesn't matter what. So coffee cake's one of them.
Jessica says, how are you today?
I am well. Like I said, I'm a little excited about the performance again tonight. Last night was absolutely amazing. The crowd participation was fantastic.
It was. That was a lot of fun.
It really was very good. Let me pick that.
Janice was here and Natalie.
Natalie, Janice. Natalie on your break. Janice, hello, good evening. Just making the streusel topping here for the coffee cake. I was just talking to people about the first performance of the Rocky Horror last night, how well it went. If you've seen the movie, and you know it, the part where the party is dancing and doing the time warp. I bet half the audience
Most of them were there.
were down on the floor in front of the stage doing the time warp.
That was fun.
It was a lot of fun, and of course, the show itself has been providing like little party favors, like newspaper to hold over your head at the beginning there with Janet, and light sticks
Yeah.
for for Riff Raff singing in the dark in the beginning, and
Party hats.
party hats for Rocky's birthday, bubbles for the wedding scene. A lot of fun, really a lot of fun. Cards for the I'm going home scene. Good fun. And the people that are, the actors, I'm like, wow, they're just unbelievably good. All right. Streusel filling. There's topping. That's mixed up.
Natalie said thanks for stopping at her premiere the other night.
Say what now?
Natalie said thanks for stopping at her premiere the other night.
Oh, hey. No, you don't need to thank me. If I see something going on, I try to be there with anybody's channel, and it doesn't always work that way. Okay, let me get started here. A couple cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, a couple teaspoons of baking soda powder, not soda, a little bit of salt. Okay, and I'm just going to give that a quick mix.
Jessica says I used to love coffee cake, but now I love coffee ice cream.
Coffee ice creams, I've had it. The only thing I really like coffee, other than coffee, is tiramisu. That's about it. But, like coffee ice cream or iced coffee, never have been a big fan.
Yeah, it says I have to eat gluten-free macaroni and cheese now, but it's still delicious.
Yeah, I hope it's better than the gluten-free pasta that I tried last. I picked up some for a buddy of mine. He was coming over for dinner. He's gluten-free, so I picked up some gluten-free spaghetti, and it just pretty much turned into tiny little broken up noodles. It was
Nasty.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all.
Eli says there's a food truck around here that makes amazing buffalo mac and cheese.
Buffalo mac and cheese? Like buffalo sauce type mac and cheese? Is that what you mean? Or mac and cheese that actually has like ground buffalo or something in it? That wouldn't surprise me.
Grace says, old guy, you must be wearing those fishnets under those jeans.
Not yet. Not yet. They're just cheap Halloween costume fishnets. So I've been trying to take it easy with them so that they may actually make it through the through the program here. Okay.
It is cold and rainy here, huh, Carol? She's talking about the rain, pouring rain.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be snowing tonight.
It is.
Eli says, when will OG Geist be coming out?
OG Geist? Good question.
Leah says, just to jump to the left.
Yep, put your hands on your hips. In case you're interested or didn't know, Dr. Everett Scott is the part that I am playing.
Greg says, old guy, I attended a Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was 7. My mom was good at taking us twins to R18 rated movies.
Yeah, well, it's really not even R-rated.
Not really.
Not really. I mean, not by today's standards, anyway. Okay, I don't want to miss anything here. A little bit of vanilla.
Jessica says Panera's fried mac and cheese is the best.
You know, you're not the only person I've heard say that. A couple of other channels that I watch has mentioned how good the Panera Bread mac and cheese is. So I'm thinking maybe next time I head to a town that's got one, I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
Never been to Panera Bread. All right. So this doesn't get like super mixed. It just gets kind of.
Greg says, oh gee, it was because people were interactive.
What?
When his mom took him to the
Oh,
Rocky Horror.
gotcha. Yeah, well, this performance did say, or did say, you know, adults only.
Yep.
So they had. Nail anatomy part candy.
That was funny.
Oh, yes.
And the people that was walking around selling it was awesome too.
Yes, too. It was very
They
funny.
were great.
It was a really good time. Lots of fun. Looking forward to it again tonight. All right, so I got to put half of this in here.
Greg says nothing too crazy, just using lighters during the movie, running around the aisles, throwing rice and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, it's easy to get carried away and trash out a movie theater.
Yeah.
Luckily, the town folk around here are, you know, reasonably respectful. So like the party hats and a lot of the stuff that they were handed coming into the theater, they kind of turned back in. They put the party hats back in the stack and stuff like that so that they could be recycled and just used again. So that's actually pretty cool that people would do that.
Jessica says, how's the fur babies today?
They're doing fine. Both of them are kind of sleeping at the moment, although just a little while ago Chumley was barking and playing around like he was last Saturday. He's kind of getting into the habit of getting playful when we're going to do this. All right, let's get some of this streusel topping in the middle. That looks good. Rest that cake batter in there. I know it looks thick, but believe me, this is going to be delicious.
Greg says, hey, no, Tom. People knew what they were getting into. A mom with 2 6-year-olds had no idea. LOL. He said that he loved it, but his sister was crying and had to leave. They were 6 years old.
Well, the first time I saw it was a Halloween night, and let's just say that the inebriation level was here. Okay, so to me it was very strange. transvestites from another planet.
Jessica says, so my usual question, did you remember my Diet Coke?
Yep. I told you that I got a supply that's gonna last, at least for a little while. But just I guess it doesn't hurt to make sure, because you never know when I might have a really thirsty guest and they guzzle down like a 12-pack or something. It could happen.
It could. Ralph says, was a video of Rocky Horror Show uploaded for the public?
They
pay for the rights for it.
It's just like any other movie theater. When a theater gets a movie that's still that's not public domain, then they got to pay the royalty rights X amount of dollars to be legally okay to play the movie in their theater. So,
yeah.
And movies like Rocky Horror Picture Show that are like cult classics that it still sells really well today. So, all right, let me.
And then they have the movie playing on the screen in the background, and the shadow cast in front of that, right, doing their parts.
In case you don't know what it is exactly, 35 minutes. Okay, 35 minutes on that cake. Get my hands washed. Get some of this stuff out of the way.
Greg says, one of the best moments of my life, other than OG, was Alien moving on the Halloween spiel.
Betsy. Okay.
Eli says it's going to be in the 80s here. Time to turn on, to burst out the heat.
Yeah. Time to crank up the old heater, get out the mukluks, the heavy wool sweaters. All right. So I got just them chicken thighs here, a couple of them. You want to get the skin off of them. Cooked them a little bit earlier today.
Jessica says, I don't know if you saw in Val's chat, but my hamster got loose and was looking for him for 2 hours.
Did you find it? I did see that. Oh, got loose for 2 hours, so you must have found it.
Must have. Ralph says, so won't be able to watch you playing the part then?
No, it's not going to be broadcast. Now, Ralph, you're a buddy of mine on Facebook, so there will be some videos and photos and stuff posted there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably catch, but I'm not going to do any YouTube posts of it. I don't believe. It's not really. I don't know. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with the content. It's just not. Not part of my life that I necessarily want to share. Does that make any sense? I don't know. If it doesn't, I'll send you the number to the complaint department.
Jessica said he did show up. Her hamster.
Oh, that's awesome.
John's having pizza from Pizza Hut.
What toppings? Like you're just having like a meat lovers or something? Okay.
Eli says, any plans for an OGIC 3 stream?
There's not one in the plans anyway. Doesn't mean that there won't be in the future, just not any plans for one right now. Okay, so I'm gonna get this veg going here and start building this the filling for this chicken. I decided chicken, by the way, for the pot pie. And talked to my brother earlier, and they're having chicken pot pie as well.
Yeah.
And how about you guys? What are you guys having for dinner? Now, we know who's having pizza?
John?
John? So what about the rest of you? What's on the menu at your place?
Ralph says, okay, cool, would still be interesting, and yep, it makes sense.
If you just search Rocky Horror Shadowcast on YouTube, you're not going to find ours in particular, I don't think, but you'll get a good idea of what that's about. So
John said he had meat lovers with jalapeno.
nice.
Greg says he's doing another lamb leg roast with veggies.
That sounds good. No, it doesn't. I got to be honest. I really don't like lamb. Just one of those things. All right, let me throw
Eli says, I already ate. I'm so full I had to loosen my belt. But what did you have, Eli? I don't remember if you said.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Oh, and by the way, folks, if you're not aware, Eli, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, challenged old guy here to make a crispy Parmesan shell cannoli filled with a pimento filling. And I did that. If you haven't seen the video, just go ahead and check it out on my channel there. You'll see it. It was the last video I posted. And man, if you want to make something for the holidays, make that.
Yeah, that was great.
Make that.
That was awesome.
As a matter of fact, after we made the video and we were eating these yummy savory cheese cannolis, we both said, should have made more. You know, it was I could have easily destroyed a tray of those. Really, really good.
Yep, that was a good challenge.
It was. So, yeah, and a very tasty one.
Yep.
And going into my things to make at the holidays, as a matter of fact, one of my buddies is coming over for Halloween, and I'm gonna make that for an appetizer for us.
Carol's having pork chops, butter, herb rice, and asparagus.
Well, that sounds good.
And Jessica says, also very nerve-wracking when you have 2 cats in your house. And her meal was beef stew today, and during Val's live stream, I made potato salad with cooked onions and corn and ham.
Well, that sounds good.
Yep.
I love tater salad.
Eli said that savory cannoli looked so good. It was
It
really
was
good.
unbelievable.
Greg says it's the cheapest meat here in Aussie at the moment.
That's Oh,
Lambda,
yeah.
lambda.
It's only a matter of really what I grew up with. I mean, I guess you could just like it, but for me, that would be something that, if I grew up eating it all the time, then I would probably like it more than I do. But when I was young, I think maybe once a year, my mom, like sometime around Easter, would make a leg of lamb. And, boy, it'd always get smothered, at least on my plate, with mint jelly. Because I never did really like the flavor of it. And only getting it once a year kind of led to that, not liking it so much.
Eli says, would it be hard to turn those cheese crisps into pinwheels?
Uh, that's a good question. Into pinwheels.
While you're thinking about that, Steve had sausage gravy and biscuits.
Oh yeah, that's one of my all-time fake. We just did that
Yep.
not very long ago. I don't know, Eli. That's a really good question. I don't. The thing is, once you get them out of the oven, they start to firm up, and it doesn't take a minute, maybe, and they start getting hard. So, trying to, make just little ones, like round ones. I'm not sure that would work. Now, I did think about how to resize. I'm making a big circle like I did with the cheese. That was okay. But if I wanted smaller servings, what I'm going to do this next time is when it comes out of the oven, before I roll it onto that cannoli form, I'm going to take my pizza cutter and just score lines across it so that after I roll it, hopefully, in theory, it should easily break off where it was cut. So we will see.
Greg says, when I was growing up, we would have a roast chicken, lamb chops, crumbled a lamb roast shoulder, and crumbled veal, to name a few. Not these days.
Oh yeah, it was. The stuff that we had growing up was pretty, I guess, just average.
Yep.
Pork chops, roast beef.
My mom never cooked lamb.
No, yeah, just that once a year for us.
She just says the only fat I like is eating lamb on lamb chops. Every other meat fat gets me gagging weird.
Huh. Yeah, everybody has their own tastes on things, and that's why there's so many different kinds of food.
Yep, I don't like fatty foods either.
She doesn't like fatty foods, but still will, not all the time, but still on occasion, will eat like a bacon, lettuce, and tomato.
Yep. Not too often, but once in a while.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of bacon, maybe next time. I was thinking about maybe quickly frying up some bacon and putting it in with this. I got some pimentos left over from yesterday. So, and by the way, I did make those yesterday, Eli. Made them and just put the video out.
Ralph told Jessica, I still remember the time years ago when our dog went up to our guinea pig cage and peed on them. Couldn't help but laugh.
That is funny.
I said I had so much meat, I got meat sweats.
The meat sweats, yes. I've had the meat sweats a few times. Alright, a little black pepper going here.
Steve said a few days ago he went to Red Lobster and ate 130 shrimp.
Nice.
That's a lot of shrimp.
So what, different kinds, or were they all I've got to have a record somewhere near there myself. But they were the breaded ones. Maybe not 137, but over 100. That was a long time ago. All right, a little black pepper in there. A little bit of salt.
I'll put that on the list, John. Stuffed apples for a dessert suggestion.
Okay. Done something very, very similar to that. So I made a smoked apple dessert, and the core is hollowed out and then stuffed. So I'm right on target with you there, John. Right on target. Set this over count. Let that go.
You said different kinds.
All right. Get water going for some pasta here. And I do just have some, elbow macaroni. Not making pasta tonight. Too much going on.
Jessica says, did you already make the mac and cheese side dish?
No, I'm just now getting started on that. I poured the water right there for the, or just turned on the water for the pasta. Let me turn this down. Don't want it boiling over. So I've got 3 different kinds of cheese here. I've got a little bit of Monterey Jack, some cheddar, and some Asiago cheese. Nope, still need those. And I got about a tablespoon of flour in there as well. So I'm just going to kind of mix it up.
We did stuffed mushrooms, John.
We did. All right, so in the pan here.
Greg told Eli we will all be eating bugs soon. No, we won't. I will starve.
You're not going to see me eating bugs.
I would starve first.
All right. Got some milk there. I'm going to get that up to temp.
Ralph says,
Melt that cheese in. Go
as
ahead.
another dessert suggestion, I was thinking trifle. Trifle.
Truffles. We'll put it down and put it to a vote. That's how I'm going to do that. It's much easier than just trying to decide what dessert of the desserts that people have requested, which one should I pick. Figure better for you guys to vote it in. So I'm going to stick with that.
Eli said we had a stir fry of all kinds of meats with potatoes, onions, sweet and spicy peppers, tomatoes, sausage, and made tacos with it.
Oh, now that sounds delicious. That sounds really good. Another couple things out of the
Wine
way.
Cellar Lounge is here.
Wine Cellar Lounge.
Hi, humans.
Well, good evening, fellow air-breathing, earthbound bipedal creature. Welcome to Old Guy's Kitchen. I don't know. I don't remember if you've been here before, but welcome. Is that where you're from? New York? That's right? What did you say?
He
What
didn't
did-
say.
No. What's the name of the channel? What's the name of the
Wine Cellar.
Wine
Lounge.
Cellar. I don't know why I associated that with New York, but
Yeah.
anyway, well, we're making pot pies tonight. Mac and cheese, baked mac and cheese, and I got a coffee cake already in the oven. Grab yourself a seat there's cold beer, soda pop, hard liquors, whatever you like in the fridge. Help yourself. Grab you whatever. Dinner will be ready here in a little bit.
Jessica says the best 3 cheese. Love those also, Velveeta and American.
What, brie? Brie cheese?
The best 3 cheese.
Oh, the best
is the
3
ones that
cheese.
he used,
Oh, okay.
I believe is what she's talking about.
Gotcha.
And then she says she also likes Velveeta and American.
Oh yeah, I like American cheese. Burgers, that's my preferred, and grilled cheese sandwich. Those are the preferred cheeses for me. Mac and cheese, you know, I grew up on Velveeta,
Yeah.
you know, mac and cheese. So I mean, I'll eat it, but now I kind of prefer the way I make it. You know, I'd rather just grate my own cheese and kind of just do it that way. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Greg says he can't believe the prices on any meat here in Australia. One of the biggest providers.
It's really not any better here, believe me.
No, it's not. Because I hate to say it, but it's true about eating bugs.
Well, at least I won't be eating bugs. There's enough game around here between the turkeys, the elk, the deer, and all the wild fruit that grows. You know, if you tried, you wouldn't go hungry.
Bill, I asked wine seller, what wine would pair good with pot pie?
There's a good question. A chicken pot pie. Probably a white wine. Just a guess. But you can put what I know about wine and I'll cook with it. Which is really nothing. That's about all I know.
John says, what about a flan cheesecake?
A flan cheesecake.
I'm not sure if you can
Well,
do that.
yeah, not really. Not really. The best you could do is just to make a caramel sauce to pour over the top of a cheesecake. In which case, you're just making a caramel top cheesecake. So.
Jessica says, a suggestion idea to write it down is a shepherd's pie with ground turkey.
Shepherd's pie with turkey. Well, we'll take all dinner suggestions. They just have to be within, within reason as far as price goes. Like, I'm not going to make beef Wellington or something. Let's get this cheese melted in here. We'll try not to slosh it all over the place. Melting nicely. Water boiling for the pasta, that's a good thing. Just a couple nice handfuls. That'll do the trick with that little swizzle. Don't worry, I did salt the water.
Steve says if I could suggest a dessert, it would be a grilled sticky. It's a caramelized cinnamon roll topped with vanilla ice cream and a honey sauce.
This old guy will write it down. Some things I can do on the stream, some I can't. So it'll just, if I can leave part of it to do until I am on stream, that I will do it that way, as usual. All right, pasta's going. This is cooking. Okay. So in my cheese sauce, Got a little ground mustard here. Probably a teaspoon, maybe a little more than that. Some white pepper. Also, maybe that was a half a teaspoon, maybe. A little bit of salt.
Miguel, sir?
Miguel, good evening. Happy Saturday. Hope you've had a good week. It has been an excellent week. Love doing the Rocky Horror Show. This is, I didn't realize how much I've heard about these shadow casts, but this is the first time not only that I have been to one, but that I participated in one, and it's just good fun. Okay, that's going. I've got 10 minutes left on that. That's going to give that enough time to. We're doing good so far. I'm in good shape, which is a surprise. Normally, I'm not in good shape. Well, never mind.
I wrote that down, John. He requested quiche.
Quiche? Oh, yeah. Quiche, a fancy way of saying egg pie.
Eli said the next time you make brisket, you should make Texas Twinkies. Jalapeno popper stuffed with brisket.
I would love to do that. Man, the next time I do brisket, it's going to be a while. Briskets are way expensive, and I also, unless I go to a butcher like that's almost 100 miles away, none of the local grocery stores sell a whole regular brisket. It's always just the flat, and it's like, well, that's hardly worth it. That deco on the top, ooh, you get your burnt end out of there. So delicious. Also good to add some of it into your chopped. That's just the way it is, though, right? Okay. Let me get this next component rocking while I have the time, huh? Gonna make a little hot water crust to make the pie part of the pie shell part of the pie. A little bit of salt. Got some butter here, obviously. Some butter. I'm just gonna give that a slice up here. Okay. Let's add that flour.
Eli says, have you been to Hungry Bird lately?
Have we been to what?
Hungry Bird?
Hungry Bird. No, I haven't. He's still around and all, but I just been a little while since we've been. Yeah, I could have lied to you and said, we went last Monday. Been a few weeks.
And he only dropped down to one day now. Since it's winter, he's only doing 1 day a week.
Yeah. And that's the way it is with some of these smaller, with the food trucks and whatnot.
Joshua's here.
Joshua, good evening, sir. Just getting the crust going for our pot pies. Let me get this other stuff out of the way. I still want that. And I don't know if I need those for something, but I'll leave them there. Don't need that.
John wants to know, has liver and onions been suggested?
Liver and onions? Yeah, we did those. No, it's been a while back, but we did them. And I think there might be, and there is still a ticket in the barrel for liver and onions. It was requested a couple times. We pulled it once. It's still in there.
talking about halloumi, Halloumi.
Halloumi? I have no idea.
It's a wonderful Greek dish, I guess. And Greg says, okay, I hear there is a cooking challenge from Ralph. Fried halloumi, halloumi or whatever.
Well, I've heard no such challenge, but
Ralph says that he's heard that it's not a thing here yet in America, but I'm not even sure what it is. But,
well, write it down and I'll look at it. It's a dessert.
I don't know what it is.
What is it? Is it a main? Is it a dessert? What is it? What is halloumi? I just want that pasta about a little more than halfway cooked.
I will write that down, John. He suggested a sesame chicken and fried rice.
Sesame chicken, yummy. Fried rice, sounds good to me. Okay, we're just about ready for. Still gonna leave them there. I don't think I need them for anything, but you never know.
A savory side, I guess.
A savory side, okay. Well, we'll definitely check it out, see what it is. I'm gonna add a little milk.
Eli says, I thought halloumi was a cheese, oftentimes grilled, and Greg says, Eli, correct. So it's a fried, salty cheese which squeaks when you eat it. Really yummy, Ralph said.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I like cheese. All right.
Jessica says her favorite thing is to cook pasta dishes.
I like pasta as well. I'm a big fan of pasta. That's why I make it most of the time when I have pasta. I'd have to say 8 out of 10 times that we have pasta, I make it. Just want to see where I'm at here.
Meatloaf and scalloped potatoes.
Oh yeah. It'd have to be meatloaf and scalloped potatoes for me. And then meatloaf and who knows for Mrs. Old Guy. Maybe a little pasta. No taters running her way.
He retracted it.
Oh.
John said it, so he might have realized.
I can still make.
Yeah, you can make it. I put it down.
Just
already,
like the
so.
shepherd's pie. It has potato on the top. I'll have to use pasta or just whatever on Mrs. Old Guy's. It's just. I've made pie crust on top of hers before instead of using potatoes, and it was just fine.
Yep.
So. Pasta's looking good. We're almost there.
Chicken fingers and broccoli with cheese.
Well, I suppose, but I gotta tell you. Chickens don't have fingers. So why they call it chicken fingers, I don't know. Doesn't look like a thing to for. Doesn't look a thing like a finger to me. But. this thickened up a little bit.
Eli says, are you guys fans of green chili pork stew?
Oh, absolutely love green chili. Especially pork green chili. As a matter of fact, a few weeks ago, when they had the chili cook-off, I brought pork green chili. So, geez, if you want me to make that, that's going to be horrible. I'm not going to like that at all.
Ralph says, another yummy cheese dish to try is Welsh rarebit.
Sorry, hang on a second. Welsh what?
Rarebit?
Welsh rarebit, huh?
I wrote it down. It's up here by the other one so that we can
Okay.
have it. Greg will be right back. Moby needs a morning treat.
Alrighty. Well, we're going to be right here. The coffee cake is smelling delicious.
It is. Jessica says they call it chicken fingers because you can eat them with your fingers.
Oh! See, what do I know?
You learn something new every day.
Uh-oh.
Yay,
I hear a cake.
yay. That means dinner will soon go in the oven.
It does. Oh, my, my, my. Grab a glove here. Let's let folks get a look at that coffee cake. Doesn't that look beautiful? All right. Ms. Olga, can I have you just set that outside?
Yep.
All right. Pasta's good. Let's get this pasta drained.
I won't put it outside because it's pouring rain, but I will set it on the porch.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to put it completely outside. I want to be able to eat my coffee cake. Let's shut that off. Let's get the cheese sauce in here.
Got a couple more requests here to write down.
Yay!
The dessert one.
Okay, there's some cheese sauce. Mixed in there.
Chocolate chip caramel cake.
Chocolate chip caramel cake. That sounds good.
Eli says, has chicken Alfredo been suggested yet? I believe it has.
It has. Actually, go ahead and write it down. I think we did. I know I did an Alfredo. Okay, I want that just a little bit thicker yet still. So where's my bowl?
It says pastrami sandwich, jalapeno coleslaw, and bacon mac and cheese.
Wow. All right. The whole 9 yards, huh? All right. Well, suppose you think I got to do it all. All right. Let's get this with a little bit thicker still.
That looks delicious. Ralph's coffee cake looks yum.
Oh yes, it's gonna be really tasty once it gets cooled down. At least enough to eat, right?
Yep. Greg says, I'm going to need those suspenders with all the good cooking you're inspiring me to do.
Yeah, well, suspenders. I don't want to go there. All right, so let's get some crust made for this pot pie.
Jessica says, most people get excited for the sweet dessert part. I get excited for the meal.
I get excited for both.
Ralph says, I'm a vegetarian, so you guys can eat the mains and I'll eat the desserts.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Except for, well, you can have some of the sides too, and the vegetables and salad.
Yeah.
I don't want to permanently chain you to desserts.
Jessica says, an idea for an idea. Are you able to throw the cake into the refrigerator to cool it off?
I am. I have a freezer that I can put a cake into also. But I found that if it's a cake that I really want to do something with other than maybe put whipped cream on it, it really needs to sit and do it a full cool down. But things like the coffee cake, it'll actually be good still, better a little bit warm. Okay, let's just get this. Got an air pocket in there. Try to get out. Try to stretch this out a little bit. I don't want the crust to be super thick. So I'll have to play with it here just for a second.
Greg says, mate, I did watch the first part of the 1,000 subs. I say, hey, I'm going to convert to suspenders in your honor.
Ah, okay. Well.
And Eli wants to know, do you like deep dish pizza?
Yeah, I like deep dish pizza, okay. I prefer a thin crust pizza, but I like deep dish just fine.
Greg says, old guy, sorry, I did forget that. Suspenders all the way are a new trend, thanks to you.
Oh, yeah? Wow. I didn't realize I was a trend setter.
Ralph says, could get some liquid nitrogen to pour on the cake. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just run right down to my local liquid nitrogen dealer and buy a tank. I'm not sure where I'd even be able to find. I'm going to make my pie a little bit bigger than Mrs. Old Guy's. Maybe. Same here. Same here. Yeah, same thing with this one. It's going to take a second to kind of stretch this.
Eli says, OG influencer.
Bad influence. The director of the Rocky Horror had everybody's, took everybody's picture and asked them for, a little bio to put with their picture on the screen for the audience to see. And I, some people really had, a real heartfelt, description of what's going on with them and whatnot and their experiences and such. And mine was a little more simple and to the point.
Yep.
To the point. Mine just said, I am best used as a bad example. All right.
Greg says, old guy rolls right, uptight with the pie in the sky, which I love.
Great. Yeah, that's a fun one to do. That's going to be an 8-part at least. All right, so let's get some filling in these pot pies. Let's give it a taste.
Jessica says that's true. That's how my grandmother used to cool her desserts down before supper is over. She cheated, lol.
Yeah, but some things you can do it. I've done it with cakes several times, but like you can't really do that like with a cheesecake. Even in a freezer, it would take a while for a baked one, anyway. Okay, let's get some filling in this here pot pie.
Adam's family or Munsters?
Both. Although, if I had to make a choice, Adam's family. I always wanted to have a dad like Gomez Adams. Alright, let's get some top crusts done here. These are going to be good. So who suggested these pot pies, Mrs. Old Guy? We're usually on that Scott, I think.
Well, let's take a look and see. Lisa and Scott.
Lisa and Scott. Alright. Neither which of are here today? Is that right?
Correct.
No, it's okay. That's okay.
Eli says I've been craving some blueberry cheese Danish. Yum.
Yep.
Cheese Danish.
Yes,
Yum.
a couple of years ago, all winter long, I was making, if not just regular cheese Danish, blueberry
Yep.
Danish.
There's probably videos of it also.
Yes, there are definitely videos. There's no bakery around here that, well, there is, but I'm not going to pay the price that they charge for their products. A little too steep for this guy. When I'm looking at $2 or $3 for a single donut, I'd rather just make my own, and that's when I started making my Danishes.
Yep.
Had no need to go to a bakery.
Jessica says looking good. I can't wait.
Okay, yeah, this is going to be delicious.
Greg says he's been loving the blueberries there in Aussie. They're so cheap.
Yeah, blueberries are relatively inexpensive.
Ralph said there was a molasses spill in their city today, which covered 1 kilometer stretch of road.
I bet that was a mess to clean up. Was it food grade molasses, or was it for gardening or not gardening, but what do you call it? Agricultural purposes?
Greg said they get 2 punnets for $5.
2 minutes for $5?
Punnets.
Oh, gotcha.
Blueberries.
Yeah, 2 packs for $5. Yeah. Yep, that's not bad. I myself, we got bags of strawberries and blueberries and apples and cherries
Yep.
and peaches.
Yep.
We got lots of frozen fruit.
Greg told Ralph I would be
Just
out
looks
there like Homer Simpson. Ralph said he thinks it was food grade. They ended up just covering it with sand. They ended up just covering it with sand.
Must have been a non-paved road. Was it just
Go
a
outside.
dirt surface road?
Go outside.
I would think it would be. Although I guess sand would eventually grind it off. I don't know. I've never had to clean molasses off of a roadway before, so I'm speaking with no experience. Okay. Get these tops sealed on here and into the oven. What time is it? This is all good.
6:06.
Huh?
6:06. Ralph said it was a deep road. Greg says he who owns the sugar gets the sugar. Simpson reference.
Good Simpson reference. Right. Pot pies on that baking sheet. Mac and cheese on this one. Let's not forget some breadcrumbs on top so we get that crispy, crunchy top, I hope.
Go light on mine if you can.
Light on Mrs. Old Guys.
Well, we were just speaking of you guys and you popped on. How funny.
Who's
Lisa,
Lisa?
how are you? I just got out of the hospital. I've been in the hospital for a week.
Lisa.
That's unfortunate.
Well, yeah, I sure hope you stop having to get these hospital trips. I know I just saying, I know this isn't the first one here of the last few weeks, so I certainly hope you're all right.
Also, Scott popped in.
Yeah, Scott.
Hope you're all doing great. I watched your 1,000th episode. That was so good.
Thank you, thank you. All right, there's the pot pies that I just made for you guys, and the mac and cheese going in. Yay! Now that I've managed to dirty just about every bowl in the house. Is it worth it? Nah.
He says, old guy, you're just in chef mode. I love it.
Well, being in mode, I would have to say that came yesterday because I'm telling you, those cannoli,
Oh, man.
savory cannoli, just, that's something I'm going to talk about for a while. I am just so amazed how delicious they really were and how addicting that filling was. It just, sometimes cream cheese fillings can feel kind of heavy, sort of, but that just seems so, just, I don't know, light and creamy and delicious, and I couldn't put them down. And while I was editing the video, we finished up what we had, and it's like I should have made a lot more. Which I will be doing here in a couple of days, so I'll be okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem, Mrs. Olgay. So if you guys are making comments and so forth, it'll be a minute before Mrs. Olgay is back. And boy, I got to sit here and talk to you. Oh boy. Oh, so yeah, this is this weekend so far has been really fun. Last night was such a good time doing that Rocky Horror. I'm really looking forward to tonight, and I think we're gonna hang out for a little while after the movie and party with the cast for a little bit, and it just it's so much fun. I need a drink. Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
Turning up the oven a little bit. I want to try and. It would be nice if we could wrap things up in a half an hour or so. That's not going to happen. I mean, it's going to take almost that time just to get the pot pies done. So.
Bummer.
Yep. Hey, I tried going quick, but I didn't go quick enough. I spent too much time flapping my yap.
Shame on me. Greg asked Ralph, do you put butter on bread? And Ralph says, yep, love buttered bread dipped in salt.
I do that. If I don't think the bread that I'm eating has enough salt, I'll sprinkle a little bit on.
Yep, or because we buy unsalted butter, you do sometimes.
Yep. That's fact. I do buy the unsalted butter as a general practice, just so many recipes calls for unsalted, and it's really easy enough just to add some if you need it. So that's kind of where that is. I don't know. What are you guys doing for Halloween? You guys gonna go to a party or just hang out at home? Have trick-or-treaters come to your house? What's the deal where you guys are at? How about you, Lisa, up there in Ohio? You guys get the bunch of trick-or-treaters come around, or is it gone? I mean, traditions change.
Yep. Jessica says, I always say the same thing. I wish I made more pasta and buy more Diet Coke. Greg says, okay, Ralph, Lisa, Scott, Janice, Eli, Jessica, you can sit next to me if you like. John, Joshua, Carol, come on and join me at the table, please.
Yep, we're getting ready to eat. It won't be long. You start on the salad. I know you don't see it, but it's there. It's there in heart.
Janice says that they might be at Knott's Berry Farm.
Who?
Janice said that they might be at Knott's Berry Farm for Halloween.
Oh, okay. Cool. I bet that would be fun. We're going to be right here eating cheese cannolis and cheese soup. My buddy's never had beer cheese soup, so I figured I would make beer cheese soup for him. And yesterday, after I made this cannoli, I decided, I'm going to make that too. So it's going to be kind of a cheesy Halloween.
Ralph says, I just love salt. We'll even put some on baked potato from the fridge and put salt on it. That awesome.
Absolutely. Baked potato without salt is really rather bland.
Scott says he's going to hang out with his dog and hand out candy. Curious how many kids will be scared of him.
Of your dog?
Yeah.
I'm just playing with this leftover dough here. Something to fidget with. Nervous energy. Of course, about tonight, and I also am hungry. So.
Greg says, oh, and of course, old guy in Colorado and the good lady and the moo cows pull out a chair. Jessica's going trick-or-treating with her sister and 4 young ones. 2
Oh,
boys,
fun.
2 girls.
How fun.
And her massive fur baby.
Awesome. That's cool. I don't know if you've heard this before, but I was perhaps 16 thereabouts, and Halloween, and of course, you know, teenagers around 16, they start kind of frowning on you going around trick-or-treating. So me and my buddy decided that we were just going to hang out at my parents' house and give out candy. And my parents had this, I don't know, perhaps a 4-foot wide section from the house out into the yard that were just had rocks in it about that big. And I told my mom that my buddy and I would pass out the candy, and I put rocks in the candy dish, and I started giving out Charlie Brown Halloween. Because if those of you who have seen the Charlie Brown Halloween, you know that everywhere Charlie Brown went, he got a rock. And at the end of the evening, my mom was surprised that, you know, boy, there's quite a bit of candy left. And so she started transferring what candy was left into a smaller bowl than it was in. And I failed to fish out all of the rocks. And so when she asked me if I'd been giving rocks instead of candy, I was already busted. You know, I couldn't even get in a good no, you know, for a lie. I was busted red-handed, and yeah, I didn't get none of that candy. Not even a piece of it. Or at least after that, we ate some that night. But, yep, I didn't get all that extra candy. I didn't get any of it.
Lisa said they just had about 5 or 7 kids tonight.
Oh, yeah? That's cool. Yeah, I forget that Saturday night, tonight, yeah, will probably be the night for a lot of not only just trick-or-treaters, but Halloween parties and whatnot. Like tonight, going on down in town, I bet a lot of people that come to the show tonight are going to be in costume.
Yeah.
So, it was quite a few last night.
Jessica says, I replaced salt with butter for my potatoes.
Oh, salt and butter for this guy. You know. If I had to choose only one, at least salt. But if I could do both, every single time, butter and salt on that potato, thank you.
Eli's got to run to the store. He hopes he can catch the last bit of the tree.
Eli, that's all right. Real life comes first, so do what you need to do. Not an issue. Not an issue at all. My brother might remember this, but one of my favorite Halloween costumes was one that my brother used. He had made a like a Frankenstein costume, where there was he'd used jeans and added extra material to them to make the legs, a lot longer, and a pair of kind of like stilt boots, it got you up off the ground in like maybe 2 more feet. And they just, would strap to your foot, but they look like a boot. And of course, with the pant legs covering them up. I would have to say that was one of my favorite ones. I really liked walking around being taller than everyone else, leaning on top of the soda machine, That was fun. I don't know if you remember that or not, Doug, but thanks for the costume.
Carol said, look for Steve Layton to say hi. So it must be somebody logging in.
Oh, okay. Steve. And is it Steve a friend of yours there, Carol? Or, must be somebody you know.
Scott said, Tom, you always you always say do something for the community. I just passed my EMR certification today at the fire department. I can't do a lot, but I can make sure that you don't pass away until somebody else shows up.
Awesome, man. That's I commend you for that. It takes a real level-headed person that doesn't get stressed out in stressful situations, and I just not sure how I would act in an emergency like that. So I'm glad there's guys like you out there.
Yep.
So awesome, thank you.
Ralph says, are there, anyone else out there used to enjoy eating homemade Play-Doh as a kid?
Homemade Play-Doh. I don't think I ever ate the homemade Play-Doh just because it was so salty.
I've tried it.
Yeah, how was it?
Not that good.
Not that good. How many of you have tried Baker's chocolate? Just a plain unsweetened Baker's cocoa. You only do that once, usually.
Yeah. Jessica says, my cat is currently spanking my head for attention because I'm watching your video.
And not paying attention?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Just like Chumley laying there whining because we're not
paying attention. Yep. Now he's just laying there passed out, which is not a bad thing. Oh, come on, dinner. I am so hungry.
Okay. Gotcha, Carol.
What's that?
It's the therapist that she works for, and he'll be at the show tonight.
Ah, okay. Great.
I know who you're talking about.
They were just about sold out last night. It's not a big theater. It's a small town theater. Maybe 200 seats?
Maybe.
Around there. 200 seat theater, roughly. Yep. And they were, I'd say, 2/3 capacity last night. So big crowd for that little theater, and just so much fun. The energy there was just a gas, yeah.
And they said there was just a few tickets left for tonight too, last night. So.
Yep. So expecting even a bigger crowd tonight. I'm not nervous. I like it enough to where if they'll let me, I'll do the same part next year. But I don't know. We'll have to see. what happens next year, right? So, pumpkin time of year, buying pumpkins and carving jack-o'-lanterns and all that. Last year was it for this guy. That's it. You know, he used to go hog wild with it all the holidays. You know, I mean, Halloween decorations all over the place.
Yep.
Thanksgiving decorations all over the place. Christmas
was the worst.
Christmas was by far the worst. I would just go bazonkers. If there's such a word as bazonkers, that's what I would do. Every little corner and nook and cranny and wherever it was we were living
Yep.
got something Christmassy.
Scott said, thanks, Greg, Ralph, and Tom. Trust me, it was super stressful. I'm very nervous for the first time, so he has some CPR on someone.
Yeah, oh sure. I bet it will be nervous and, you know, a little scary for you. But I imagine it wouldn't be a situation where you would be alone, although I suppose that could happen.
Yeah.
But in a situation where you're out on a call or something, and if you have other folks with you, I would imagine that you would have the presence of mind. If you didn't know for sure what you were doing, you'd call for help. So I think you'll do just fine.
Yeah. Greg says, break a leg, my bro.
Oh man, I'll break both of them and use a wheelchair.
Most of it, yeah.
Oh, that was funny last night going down those of you that know the movie, Dr. Scott goes down pretty much makes his entrance into the movie by going down this ramp up to Frankenfurter. And, of course, like any theater, there's that, you know, ramp that goes down into the seating area. And I started going down, and I guess I just a little bit too quick for the situation and crashed into the announcer guy. I messaged him this morning just to make sure that I didn't damage his legs or anything, you know, crashing into the chair like that. So tonight I'm hoping to be a little more under control. A little more present of mind here and not be in such a hurry.
Yep. Hold the wheel so you don't go too quick or something.
Yep. Yeah, I was in a hurry. I thought I could swing that corner, but man, you get that momentum going. You know, if it was a surface where I would get more traction, like a sidewalk or something like that, but a carpet, just a flat, you slide right on, and then the floor, hardwood floor, waxed. Yeah, it's like ice skating. Didn't stand a chance. Maybe if I'd had a curved ramp, I might have hit that sucker and slingshot it out real nice. I don't think so. But it was fun to think about.
Greg says, I love you and everyone in chat. You make my Sunday, and thank you.
Well, thank you too, Greg. Yeah, we love all you guys too.
Yep.
Definitely part of the family. Yeah. So we look forward to seeing everybody come in.
Yep.
Every weekend, and kind of wonder what's up if you don't. But it's never like much more than that. Like I hope everything is okay kind of thing, or something like that. We do know that people have real lives and do other things other than watch me on Saturday night. Like going to Rocky Horror Picture Show. would be something that you would do, maybe,
Yep.
instead of watching me. 5 minutes and counting down, 5:56,
For what?
before this is ready to go.
Okay.
It's
Yep.
going to be quick, yeah, not long now.
Greg says, and good lady, Tom.
So when you guys have pot pies, are just curious, are you the type of person that likes to dump the pot pie out? Or do you like to just eat it like it is, like, like a pie? You don't dump it out, you just eat it with the top crust, and you know what I'm trying to say, I think. Mrs. Olguy prefers to have it turned out.
Yep.
Yeah, I like to eat it still in the bowl. But tonight I'm going to dump it out so that it'll cool down a little quicker. That's usually how I like it. 4 minutes, 49 seconds. Oh, did you hear that, my poor buddy?
Tail whack, whack, whack.
Yeah, him wagging his tail, it's like a swinging a steel bar. Couple of spoons here. Just by my fingertips. Hi, Chumley.
Greg says, okay, here in Aussie, if it has a top and bottom, and then that was it. Wait for him to type whatever else or whatever.
If they're in Aussie, if it has a top and bottom, it's a pie, I'm gonna guess.
We put the sauce on the lid of the pie and eat it. As we eat the pie, tools uses some more sauce on the meat, spoon that out, and then when the base is clean, and some more sauce, and devour that.
Sounds technical.
Yeah. He says move because he sees.
He sees my buddy. He sees my buddy. Yep.
Because it's been raining and stuff, and they haven't been able to go on walks. He's just not happy.
Yeah, he's not a happy boy.
He messes up.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but around here, if you're not walking on the highway, it's dirt,
Yep.
and it's just not easy walking through mud. Plus, they come in really dirty.
Yep.
2 minutes.
Yay. I'm hungry.
Me too.
As usual. On Saturday.
Yeah, as usual on a Saturday night. Yep. 2 minutes, 24 seconds. I don't want to wait even that next 2 minutes, but I'm going to.
Greg says if it is flip the lid on the pie, eat the pastry with the sauce, and as otherwise instructed, you will never eat a pie the same way again.
Well, what about these Aussie pies? Where you just eat the whole thing. You know what I mean? You carry it around, or you could
Yep.
carry it around and eat the pie.
Johnny's here.
Johnny, good evening. I'm glad you caught me. Night 2 of Rocky Horror.
Yep.
I'm going to be, luckily it's not very far from where we live, and showtime is late, so we'll be able to get down there in time. But thank you for coming in. Glad to see you. I'm curious, Johnny, did you happen to listen to the new part 1 of the new George and Pudgy show, Hunting We Will Go? I'm curious. If you did, then I have another question for you.
Ralph says no gum boots.
Gum boots?
Rain
Yeah.
boots.
Nope. Don't got them. I just got my clodhopper boots.
Greg says, old guy, no, it's a fail way to eat a good pie.
A no-fail way to eat a good pie.
Fail way to eat a good pie.
Well, I don't know if I trust you anymore, Greg. You had me do that stupid thing with the egg. Trying to show me a new way to open an egg. And I knew it was just horse hockey, and it was.
Skip wants to know what she missed because she had to do a few things.
Really nothing. You just missed a few minutes while we're letting this last 9, 8, 7, 6 so seconds left on this timer before dinner is served. That's music to my ears. How are we looking in here? Mac and cheese looks amazing.
Yay.
The crusts are ground up nicely. All right.
Shut that off. Please.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, dear.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to turn this out for Mrs. Old Guy, but I'm going to show you guys.
Greg says, old guy, I'm Greg, the egg. Easy to remember. What was that?
Can we see that okay?
Yep. Hold it down a little bit. Okay.
Pine, let's just kind of break that top open. Can you see that?
Looks good.
All right, I'm going to finish turning this out.
Jessica says, wow, just in time. Mac and cheese always looks amazing.
It does.
Chuck's food review is here.
Good evening, Chuck. I'm just trying to get this pot pie out for Mrs. Old Guy.
You can just leave it in there if it's not going to come out easy.
Well, it's too late now. Why do you want to do this to me?
That's fine.
Well, I gotta be able to get the rest of it out of there. Hang on, guys. That was most of it anyway. There. I'll show you the bottom crust. Got cooked very nicely. All right. And I'm going to have to grab myself a bigger bowl. Chuck, what are you doing for the holiday? We're just going to sit at home and watch old creature features on Halloween. All right, let's get that one purred out. Same thing. That one.
Wow, this is really hot.
It is. Just came out of the oven, you know.
No.
Yeah. That's a big bowl full right there. We'll see if I can even eat all that. All right. Chicken pot pie. Thanks to Scott and Lisa.
Yep.
Whoops.
Yeah, I have that.
Let you pick it up.
Gotcha.
Got it okay?
Yep.
All right. Woo! I might get me a little bit of that same stuff. Salt. I have no idea where the pepper is. That's okay. Let's get a bite here. Is it good just like it is? definitely heated through.
There's some if you need it.
Yummy. Just as a reminder, in case anybody missed it, in here we got beans, corn, peas, carrots, onions, celery, red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and pimento.
Ralph says he's heading off. Nice to see you all. Off to check out some events, and he's feeling quite lightheaded anyway. So a walk will hopefully help.
Well, Ralph, I'm glad you're even feeling better enough to want to get out and take a walk. So continue healing,
Yes.
and yeah, be careful. Don't overdo it.
Jessica says, so to join the coffee dessert, I'm having coffee ice cream. Greg says, old guy, what big thing are you speaking of?
What am I speaking of? Say that again.
What egg thing are you talking about? Greg wants to know.
Oh, you mean between what I was about? I don't know. It was a few months ago. You had me open an egg a special way that you were going to inform me how to do.
Lisa says it looks good. Thanks for making it. Stanley Furrow is here.
Stanley, good evening. How are things in Arizona? Or no, I mean Nevada, the great town of Las Vegas.
He says, hello everyone there. Can't stay, just wanted to give some love.
Well, thank you, sir. Chowing down on some delicious pot pie. And I do mean delicious.
Yes, it is.
Lots of great flavors here. All the vegetables, but the chicken stock that came from cooking this meat. Really, really good. Nice chicken flavor. We stopped buying the, I guess, regular everyday chicken that you get in a grocery store, or at least the cheap stuff, because they feed their chickens fish meal sometimes, and it really affects the flavor of the chicken. Same thing with pork. I absolutely hate it when I buy pork and it tastes like fish. It's just better to spend the money and get something a little where the animals were a little more taken care of.
A minute ago, I lost it now, but Greg says, he says, look at those chef hands still handling that hot metal. And then he says down here, old guy, just a pro chef from another. Don't ever crack your egg on a sharp surface. Always use always on a flat to help the eggshell in your mix.
Yeah, and there's also just crack your egg into a bowl first before putting it into whatever recipe, because eggshell automatically will go to the bottom of the bowl.
Jessica wants to know who here eats ice cream with forks. This mac and cheese is really good.
I don't normally. Is it? I'm getting my first bite here. Oh, it smells good.
Greg says, I love you, old guy. Just remember that. Ha ha.
Well, thank you, Greg. Love you too, man. It'd be great to meet someday, but you know, we only live half a world apart.
Stanley says, looks delicious. The weather has finally changed here, so I'm headed out to the lake to do some relaxing for his birthday weekend.
There you go. There you go. Nothing like that. We're spending our weekend doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And it's been last night was so fun. It'll be something I talk about for a while. It was such a good time.
Greg says, crack the egg on a flat surface, not a sharp one. You never know, good meat.
Wow.
Yes, this is really good.
It is. The crust turned out how I like it, especially for a pot pie. It's not all soft and mushy. It's got some nice chew to it, almost a little bit of a crisp. The mac and cheese. It's really not. It turned out really nice and creamy. It didn't get dried out like I've done before.
Stanley says, can you say hello to my niece Mackenzie? She's here with me.
Hi, Mackenzie. I hope you have a happy Halloween. But be safe. Be safe. Be sure and stick around with your uncle if that's where you're going to be.
Greg says, old guy, I'll crack an egg in person to show you in person one day.
Do you crack an egg on a flat surface?
Yep, he'll show you how to do it in person. Jessica wants to know how the mac and cheese is.
Outstanding.
Everything is delicious.
Yeah. It's still it's still nice and creamy, but it's not at all soupy. And it's not dried out. It's it's that kind of a happy medium. I suppose it might be maybe a little gooier. Like when you pull it up, get a little cheese pull, but the flavor is spot on.
Stanley says her birthday is 9 days before mine. Well, happy birthday, Mackenzie.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Stanley says, did I miss any no's?
Oh no's? No oh no's. Not today. Huh. Spilling that jar of grease. That wasn't in the plan last week. What time have we got? Oh, okay. Almost 10 till.
Greg says, old guy, as weird as it sounds, if it's okay with you, I might make this a thing, like a bucket list.
What's that?
Mm,
Oh, come here, meet me?
if I'm welcome.
No, of course you're welcome, and that would be awesome. If you were to, if you're talking about maybe coming out here to America, I would love to, show you around my state and, what's most beautiful about this state and especially this part.
Yep.
We got the Grand Mesa, which is the world's biggest flat top mountain. Beautiful.
Boy. Eli wants to know how's the pie?
The pie is yum. Mm. It's all really good.
Greg said, and be in a live stream.
That would be, I would love that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Even if you weren't here on a Saturday, I would have a live stream. Whoop. Ooh, I gotta blow my nose. Oh, I'm telling you guys, this is one delicious pot pie.
Greg said, Eli, it's yum, but Tom burns his hands off.
Okay, Mrs. Old Guy, would you go grab that cake? I am going to have to definitely wrap it up right at 7. We'll have an hour to get down there and be ready before the doors open.
It's still a little warm out, Bob.
That's okay. That coffee cake smells delicious. Couple more bites of mac.
Jessica says, what do you think of Halloween shorts for Matt Zion and Chuck Rowland? He just posted his recent one an hour ago.
I haven't seen them. I gotta be honest.
Eli says, so I did miss an oh no, lol.
What? Oh no!
Burning your hands on.
I didn't burn. I didn't really burn my hand. I don't know where that came from.
Great pulling you do.
I didn't burn my hand.
On the hot metal of dumping.
Well, yeah, but okay. I suppose technically, I got a little steam. That mac and cheese is gone. I want more. That was really good.
Greg says, Eli, Tom didn't almost fry himself like Uncle Val did. And then he said, Eli with the milk.
Okay.
Oh, Val's stream, yeah.
Got to do this quickly. So far,
The rest of this will be lunch tomorrow for me. Chuck said he was sorry he fell asleep.
Chuck, no need to apologize. Can you see that cake at all? Not really, probably. Let me grab my light.
Looks good.
Coffee cake, and it's really nice. I mean, the crumb on this is perfect. This should be moist and delicious.
It is.
Mmm. Wow. That is really, really good.
Chuck says, I like the pumpkins on the table.
Oh, thank you.
And Stanley
says, okay, guys, have a great evening. Exit stage left, Pony.
Stanley, thanks for coming in, hanging out. Next week is pancakes and sausage.
Yes.
So I'll see you guys next week. As a matter of fact, I got about another 4 minutes. So if, as always, if you got a last comment, suggestion, question, great time to do that. Because I'm definitely going to ski daddle.
Yep.
Oh, coffee cake. This is so good.
Have a good show.
Thank you.
Everybody's saying goodbye.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I will see. Huh?
I said yes.
Yes. Happy Halloween, guys. I am going to get out of here. I will see you next Saturday night for sausage and pancakes and whatever dessert side. Okay? We'll see you guys. Have a safe weekend. Have a safe holiday. Bye-bye.